Following video is not made for kids. Your discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with what will hopefully be a successful video as I adjust my camera. This video will be the first and possibly at this point only Transformers collection haul video I do for the month of November. I know I've said that in the past, and some of my subscribers have pointed out to me, you always say that TFangy, this is the last one. Well, the thing is, right now, I said this in my last Transformers collection haul that most of the Transformers Legacy Evolution figures, and most of the Transformers action figures that have been released this year, the ones that at least were released at mass retail, such as the Legacy Evolution mass retail figures, I've gotten all of them, and so until Wave 1 of Legacy United gets released, technically I'm caught up, and I'm right now in one of those rare situations where all the Transformers action figures that I want to buy and collect, I have already done that, and I've achieved buying and collecting all the Transformers action figures I've wanted to add to my collection, so I'm just playing the waiting game until the next batch gets released. But in the meantime, I did find myself on Amazon this weekend and noticing some Transformers action figures that I originally was going to pass on entirely. Or at least some of them I considered buying a couple of weeks ago. Oh, and I noticed they were going for what I felt were decent prices. One of them I bought out on a whim after I did one of my more recent reviews. There were moments, there was at least a dozen times where I contemplated buying at least 3 of these figures that I purchased from Amazon. They all arrived today at the same time, which I was grateful for because, quick announcement, it's been announced that a rarity for Southern California where I live, we are getting rain for the first time since last winter here, and it's estimated that we're going to get about 2 inches of rain this week, so we're in for a storm, basically, and I know where some of you guys live, 2 inches doesn't seem like a significant amount of rainfall. Also, you're probably thinking, 2 inches? That's being overly dramatic for such a small amount of rain. That is true if you live in places where you get a foot of rain on average, but here in Southern California, we are lucky if we get about a quarter of an inch of rain at any given time. So here in Southern California, 2 inches of rain is a big deal. They're already telling people to prepare for flooding, potential landslides, and mud flows. Because the storm is also going to bring high winds, so the rain isn't going to just be falling down, the wind's going to be having it spraying around everywhere. And so we're all concerned about if we're going to lose the electricity or not as I stare up at my lamp. And so if we do lose the electricity, I'm already under a lot of stress trying to get my reviews finished with having to now work a full-time job where I'm putting 36 hours a week on my new job now, and by the time I get home, the day's pretty much over. So pretty much when I'm done with work, all there is left to do is eat dinner, and then I have roughly 1.5 to 2 hours to myself. And because I want to use those 2 hours that I have before I go to bed to unwind and relieve whatever stress I had or anxiety I picked up during the work day, doing reviews is the last thing on my mind. So I apologize for being extremely slow with getting my reviews out. But I'm hoping that if all goes well tomorrow, I may have motivation to get at least one review done before the storm comes. They're saying on some of the weather reports the rain's supposed to go nonstop from Tuesday night all the way to Sunday morning. And so usually when it rains here where I live, if it rains for about 1, maybe 2 days at most before it stops and the wind blows the clouds away. So to get rain for 3 to 4 days or longer is a rarity here, and it puts everyone in anxiety when we get that amount of rain because we usually hardly get any rainfall at all. And so if any of you have ever heard stories that California is as much of a desert as Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico, the stories aren't false. It's pretty much all of Southern California is desert country. The reason why it doesn't look like it is in the media is because everyone talks about how in Los Angeles and Hollywood there's palm trees and it looks like a paradise similar to Hawaii. Well, there is some truth to that, that it does look like paradise along the coastline. And if you go just a few miles inland, and then pretty much it's all desert landscape and landscape and just people who come here for the first time, it looks like an arid land. And even though there's grass dotting the landscape here, the mountains are pretty much underdeveloped and there isn't much infrastructure here, so it's a pretty barren wilderness going inland from the coastline. But the but brief geologic info about California aside, let's get back to the Transformers action figures I got. So shout out to a good friend of mine, Mo Transformers. I talked with him about the first two action figures I was getting that I got from Amazon today. I tried to purchase these figures twice, but both times, one time Amazon canceled the order, and the first time I thought, maybe I'm not really into these action figures as much as other collectors are, but after watching multiple reviews and hearing Transformers fans and collectors have nothing but positive things to say about these figures, I finally caved in and decided, why not? What's the harm in getting these figures? So without further delay, here are the first two of four Transformers action figures I purchased from Amazon, and they are the Core Class Studio Series 86 Ironhide and Ratchet figures. So yes, they were released almost a year apart. Core Class Ratchet was released last year in 2022, along with Voyager Class Ironhide, and Core Class Ironhide was released just a few months ago this year, right before Voyager Class Ratchet was released. And so I love how Ironhide and Ratchet, the Voyager Class and Core Class figures of them, they were reversed opposite of the other size class for each character, so I found that extremely fun. Any that has one to Karatomi did that. At On my copy of Ironhide, this particular copy, while it was at Amazon, the box ended up getting squished, and Amazon, when the boxes get damaged, they put this barcode sticker on here and scan it to show customers on their website that while the box itself is damaged, the product inside is still fully intact. So technically, this is a battle damaged box version of Ironhide. So yeah, Ironhide's box is in pretty bad shape, but Ironhide himself at least is in good condition. And Ratchet I got brand new. I didn't get it directly from Amazon's own stock. It was a third-party seller who was selling him because he came out a year ago, and so Ratchet's no longer in stock on Amazon's own warehouse facilities, unlike Ironhide. But I did get Ironhide for $2 cheaper than he retails for, so that was a nice thing to save money that way. But one of the main reasons I went to Amazon for Core Class Ironhide and Ratchet is, even though I didn't really have any interest in adding them to my Transformers collection, just like the Legacy Evolution Dinobots, who I already reviewed, you'd you would actually unlike you would most Transformers fans and collectors have been wanting to add Core Class Ironhide and Ratchet to their collections, and I believe the artwork used here on the tops of their boxes, I believe it's identical to the box art on the two Voyager class boxes for their Voyager class counterparts. But I believe I saw Ratchet one time at my local Target store, and I still have yet to have seen Ironhide anywhere. So similar to the Core Class Dinobots, Ironhide and Ratchet are two of the more hard to find Core Class Transformers action figures right now. From what I've seen on the internet, technically right now the most hard to find Core Class Transformers figure right now, one of them at least, is the Studio Series 86 Core Class Frenzy figure, which I'm reaching over my shoulder to point at Frenzy's box right there above my finger is Frenzy's face. But after Enzy Ironhide, of the Core Class figures that came out this year in 2023, he's easily the second most hard to find of the Studio Series 86 line. I am going to do a double review of them since they only have two sculpted parts that are different from each other. So I don't really see a reason to do a separate video review for them since they're technically the same action figure almost. almost, and it isn't enough of a distinction to give them each their separate videos. Now, the next figure I'm going to review is one that I originally had planned on getting at all. I was originally going to pass on this figure entirely, despite seeing mostly positive reviews of this figure when it came out a year ago. But when I did my review of Legacy Evolution Metal Hawk the other day, I couldn't help but get over the fact that my copy of Kingdom Cyclonus, Onus back there, how his gray parts have yellowed. So I decided just to have a action figure of Cyclonus that, from the stories I've seen, this figures the gray plastic parts don't yellow at all. So, without further delay, here is the Transformers Generation Selects version of Cyclonus with his Target Master partner Nightstick. So, I originally had no plans on getting the Selects version of Cyclonus. Honest, I figured the Kingdom one, since it has his paint job from the G1 cartoon, was enough of a Cyclonus figure to not double dip into it. The Generation Selects figure of Cyclonus, it has the paint job that his original Generation 1 action figure had, which is a much darker shade of purple, similar to Shockwave. Hey, and as an added bonus, it also comes with Nightstick, so this is based on his appearance in the 4th season of the G1 cartoon, where he became a Target Master. So I figured, why not get a copy of Cyclonus, where, as far as I'm aware of, there hasn't been any yellowing on this figure. But now that I got the Selects version of Cyclonus, it's just my luck that next year in 2024, for the 40th anniversary of the Transformers franchise, that Kingdom Cyclonus gets re-released in the Studio Series 86 line, and that he gets released with a gray plastic that won't yellow. Now that I've got the Selects figure, if Cyclonus does get a re-release, East of the Kingdom figure, then I'll get it just to have a figure of Cyclonus that has his cartoon paint job that won't succumb to yellowing. But as far as I'm aware of, there's no plans from Hasbro. There's been no word from Hasbro and Cartomi about Cyclonus getting re-released, so don't quote me on that. It's just my own pure speculation. I'm still contemplating if I'm going to actually do a review of Select Cyclonus, since I already reviewed Kingdom Cyclonus 2 years ago. So I'm not certain if I'm actually going to review him yet. But as my voice starts to cave out of me, since it's late at night and I gotta wake up early tomorrow morning, and the video's already gone on much longer than I anticipated, even though it's only approaching the 13-minute mark. But oops, I almost showed it right there. But this last figure is one of the Transformers action figures that's of the Legacy Evolution line, where collectors either completely love the figure or they completely aren't interested in it. It's not so much that they hate it, but they aren't interested in adding to their collection. And I haven't seen too much middle ground either. Collectors say that this figure is a must-have for their collections, or other collectors say it's not really worth it, or that it's an easy pass. So there's not much middle ground with this exclusive Transformers box set. But here's a Transformers action figure that I really wanted to get because what its main selling point is something that I've always enjoyed about the Transformers franchise. And without further delay, I present you the Transformers Legacy Evolution Hasbro Pulse exclusive Core Class Bumblebee and Optimus Prime with his trailer. So yes, this was released exclusively at Hasbro Pulse, and the selling point of this set is that Core Class Optimus Prime, who was released originally in the Kingdom line, he was re-released in Legacy Evolution. He now has a trailer to give him the same vehicle mode he had in Transformers Generation 1, where he was an entire 18-wheeler semi complete with a trailer for his vehicle mode. And I did get this from a third-party seller on Amazon, basically a scalper. I know. I apologize for buying something being sold by a scalper, but the truth is, with this being a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, instead of the more common Walmart or Target store exclusive figures, I I almost was going to pass on this set entirely because I wasn't sure if it was worth getting another copy of Core Class Optimus Prime and also Bumblebee when the Optimus Prime's trailer itself is the only selling point for this set. And I guess you could say Roller is Optimus Prime's Autobot drone partner. Roller, he's another selling point for this set, but yeah, this, like I said a moment ago, Transformers fans and collectors for the Core Class Optimus Prime and Bumblebee 2-pack, new pack, because the trailer is the main selling point, and the retail price of this box set is $40, so with Core Class figures still being roughly $10, you get $10 for Bumblebee and $10 for Optimus Prime, which means Optimus Prime's trailer, along with Roller, are the equivalent of two Core Class Transformers figures and years in. Because the trailer is just like Generation 1 Optimus Prime's trailer, where pretty much the only features it has is that it opens up and it has Roller and it also has a small repair drone on, but like most Optimus Prime trailers that have the repair drone and Roller, just like Generation 1 Optimus Prime's trailer, the Core Class trailer is basically a plastic box on wheels and it doesn't really do too much apart from being helping Optimus Prime be a robot in disguise further because semi trucks that are actually pulling trailers behind them are more common than semis that don't have trailers. So, that's been one of the reasons why Transformers fans and collectors have either completely wanted to get this set or they've passed on it entirely because since it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, pretty much there isn't much middle ground. Either you like it or you don't. But I finally decided why not get Optimus Prime's trailer, and I actually did a discussion video on this years ago when I first started my YouTube channel. If Optimus Prime action figures are better if they have trailers, or if ones that don't have trailers are the better figures, and I actually mentioned in that video. I think I recorded it either in the fall of 2017 or it's the spring of 2018. But I said in my discussion video on if Optimus Prime action figures are better with trailers or if they're better without trailers, that what that discussion came down to was as far as Optimus Prime action figures that have trailers or don't. Most Optimus Prime action figures that come with trailers end up retailing for about $20 more than non-trailer Optimus Prime figures, and the Legacy Evolution Core Class box set is further proof of that, since it's a price difference of $20, since the trailer rounds up to about $20 itself. So I'm amazed that that debate video, that discussion video I had years ago, that it hasn't the relevance of it hasn't really changed that much. So for me personally, I think it is worth paying another $20 to get an action figure of Optimus Prime that has a trailer, even if the trailer is just a plastic box on wheels. But for most Transformers fans and collectors, if the trailer doesn't really do anything too interactive, then they prefer an Optimus Prime action figure that comes without the trailer. Since you save $20 and you still get a transforming Optimus Prime with or without the trailer, regardless. So it's all personal preference if you want Optimus Prime to be a 10-wheelered semi or an 18-wheelered semi. But yeah, I don't regret getting any of these Transformers action figures here. So yeah, this has been my latest haul of Transformers action figures, all courtesy of Amazon. We got Generation Select Cyclonus with Nightstick, Legacy Evolution, Core Class Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, E, one of the latest Hasbro Pulse exclusive Transformers figures, and also Studio Series Core Class Ironhide and Ratchet. As my voice gives out on me. But yeah, I'm really thrilled to finally have all these figures in my collection, even though I multiple times I was debated with myself whether or not if they were even worth getting. But now that I finally decided that yes, they were worth getting, I'm now happy to have them in my collection. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to my subscribers for your continued support. I'm still at 691 subscribers, so I'm only 9 subscribers away from reaching 700. So if you guys could please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Eddie, and please stay tuned for my upcoming reviews. Hopefully, the rain that's coming won't keep me from getting any of my prevent me from getting any of my reviews put out. Thank you guys all so much, and until next time, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.